So I get asked all the time how I manage my busy schedule, and it really is a work of art. So what I want to do in this video is I want to give you 5 tips to help you manage your busy schedule just like I do. What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Brad. I make videos about achieving happiness through financial freedom, hard work, and positivity. If you think that's something that might make your life better, consider subscribing and hit that bell notification so you get told every single time I release a video or go live. Between my full-time teaching job, my small business, raising a 1-year-old, taking graduate level classes, having a baby on the way, and starting this budding YouTube channel, people ask me all the time how I have enough time in the day to get all these things done and still be a good friend, brother, husband, and father. Here are 5 tips that I use on a regular basis to manage my busy schedule. And if you have any tips that you use, please leave them down in the comments below so people watching this video can use my tips and some of yours as well. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, tip number 1, block out your week. And what I mean by this is find a day in your week, regardless of when that day is, it would be up to you, that you could sit down and plan your whole week out in kind of a rough type schedule. For my wife and I, we do this on Sundays, and we pretty much look at things that are going to be coming up during the week that don't happen on a regular basis. For example, after-school department meetings, or events at the brewery, or if Avery has a doctor's appointment, or Tara or I are tutoring. These are things that we like to lay out in the beginning of the week to avoid surprises, because there's nothing worse in a busy schedule than when a surprise comes up and you have to shuffle things around really quickly. This will be just a rough outline and let each other know, or let you know, the things that you have coming up that you really weren't expecting to happen on a Tuesday. Once you have that set, it leads right into my second tip, and that's creating routines and rituals in which you follow through with every single day. These rituals and routines will pretty much become no-brainers. They'll happen automatically, and you won't even realize that you're using time to get these things done. They'll kind of just happen in the flow of your life. For my wife and I, this includes our morning routine with the baby. We are pretty much like clockwork in the morning with our baby. We each know our roles and what each other needs to do to make our mornings go more efficiently. These are things like, what day do you do laundry on? We do laundry and meal prep once a week on the exact same day, and what that does is gives us a routine that we know that we have to look forward to. And these will also include things that will help make your life more efficient. For example, I don't have time to make coffee in the morning, so I set the coffee pot the night before, so when I walk by, all I have to do is press start in the morning, and that happens. Same thing with meal prepping, or setting up my baby for daycare and getting her food or clothing or bottles in order. I try and make them part of my routine for the next day. Then, after that routine is finished, there's one part of your daily routine which really has to be the most important thing in your entire day, and that's my third tip. Establish a bedtime and follow it. The importance of an 8-hour night's sleep is something that I never really ever valued until I became a father, and I never realized how my day was affected when I didn't get that 8 hours of sleep. Now for you, when your 8 hours of sleep begins is really up to your schedule. But for me, as a young father, I've realized, regardless of what I wanted to do or how late I want to stay up, to make my day more efficient and to make me the most productive person I can be, I generally go to bed shortly after my daughter goes to bed. And the nights that I don't do this, or the nights that I stay up later than expected, I really feel that impact the next day. There has to be a time of the night, every single night, where you say to yourself, no more work can get done tonight. I've done everything I need to do. I've prepped for the next day. I need to shut down and I need to go to sleep. And I know plenty of people that this time is like 11 o'clock at night or even midnight, and they sleep till 8 o'clock in the morning. You have to find a good night's sleep. It really, really will affect you, and you will not be efficient the following day if you don't get that good night's sleep in. My fourth tip to help you with your busy schedule is to find time for you. And this is one of the most valuable things for me in my busy schedule. You have to block out a certain amount of time every single day that is just for you. Even if you're just going to be sitting in the car in silence for 10 minutes and just decompressing. Some people use this time to go to the gym, read, listen to a podcast. You really need to find these things that make you a better person after doing them. And if you don't have them in your life, you tend to become irritable and maybe don't become the most efficient, productive person you can be. I know tons of people that use this time in the morning. They'll set an alarm for 4 and they'll be up for 2 hours or so before their family gets up. Or I know night owls, after the family goes to sleep, they stay up for an hour. And it could be an hour, 15 minutes, 2 hours. It's up to you. You need to decide. But kind of like you have to pay yourself first, you need to find time, especially when you're really, really busy, to find even a couple moments in the day that are just for you, that make you feel happy, that have nothing to do with your busy schedule. This moment of relaxation and download will be so beneficial to not burning out and keeping your busy schedule firing on all cylinders. And my last tip for helping you manage your busy schedule. And it's the one that I have a problem with the most, and it's one of my biggest personality flaws. If you want to be able to maintain a busy schedule, you need to ask for help when help is needed. You have to sometimes remember that you can't do everything alone, and sometimes you could become extremely overwhelmed. And so many of us have a lifeline right there, somebody we can ask to pick up the slack or help them in a time of need. But for some reason, especially with me, my ego gets in the way. I don't want to ask for help. And then what happens is I start getting burnt out, I start getting irritable, I start getting frustrated, and then all the things around me start to crumble, when all I needed to do was simply ask somebody for help. My wife Tara is really the one that told me that I should be looking for help when needed. She is an expert at this. When I have an after-school meeting or I'm doing a brewery event, she asks for help. She goes to her parents so she gets help making dinner or gets help with the baby. Or sometimes she'll leave Avery at daycare for an extra hour so she can get a workout in. And she used to feel guilty, but then we realized Avery really loves daycare. And Tara is such a better person after she goes and gets that time for her. If you need help, do not hesitate to ask for it, especially if there's people around you that are asking you if you need help. There's so many times where my wife sees me just getting fried and she'd be like, Brad, what can I help you with? Do you need help with something? And I'd be like, no, 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 no. Then we get in some sort of argument that was probably my fault, when all I needed to do was go back an hour before and ask her for help. So if you have a really busy schedule and you have people in your life that can help you and you start to get burnt out, please ask them for help. If you use one of these tips, guys, give this video a thumbs up. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps you manage your busy schedule and gives you some insight to what I'm doing on my day-to-day routine. Until I see you on the next one, guys, stay positive, work really, really hard, and be kind to others. I hope you have yourself an amazing week. No.